We're here with Greg Fettig, one of the organizers of this event. And what do you expect going forward from now, Greg?
Well, after today, we're going to certainly leave optimistic. We feel we have the support of the statewide Tea Party in principle that we need to unify to work together to reach our goal, which is to elect a conservative senator in 2012 to represent Indiana.
Now, last time during the primary, we saw that we had 5 candidates, 2 of which were semi or fully GOP establishment, 3 of which were heavily backed by Tea Party candidates, Tea Party activism. Is there any fear that you might have a splinter cell group of some kind break off from this?
It certainly could happen, and Tea Party people, leaders and so forth, they're territorial in nature, and that's it's been said that we're all type A personalities, and so that makes it difficult in the fact that not to step on each other's efforts and so forth, but there's so much work to do that we can't, not one group can carry the load, and in this particular situation, there is general consensus that our Senate seat needs to change hands next election. So that much we certainly agree, but we've left optimistic based on the input we received that we're going to be able to achieve that.
How much of the Tea Party representation do you believe you guys hold with what you had today over the state?
Well, based on what was signed up and attended today, a couple got caught up on a few things, some personal issues that they called in last minute, said they weren't going to be able to attend, but they were here in spirit. We think we had about 90% of all known Tea Party groups in Indiana.
Now, if a Tea Party group from a district was not represented or did not come up here, will there be a time later for them to come in and join you guys in some way?
Yes, absolutely. This is step one of, we don't even know how many steps it's going to take. It was really, the unity is the foundation of a house, if you will, and if we don't have the foundation, we might as well go home today and just set back, because it's not going to happen. And I don't pretend that this will be easy, but we feel it's necessary.
As some of the speeches said, something like this has not been done yet with the Tea Party groups, unifying the whole entire state for the purpose of a statewide election of a senator. As the nation pretty much is now looking at Indiana and what this Tea Party is, this Tea Party group, this Tea Party unity, what do you hope some of the nation, some of the national interests, what do you hope they'll take away from this?
Well, it's been said, in fact, by FreedomWorks and others, and FreedomWorks, we were fortunate to have them attend today and give us their support, at least in principle, and later that may be additional support. It depends on the candidates that come through and kind of get towards the end of the race, and which one they would be willing to believe is conservative, and if there's general consensus there, then they'll get behind it in full. And that can bring resources and not just information, which is actually we need more than that, but eventually they may be able to put money towards a candidate, which is going to be beyond what our mission is. But the fact that they're already looking at it, Tea Party Express, which is a national Tea Party group, and they vet, interview candidates, and then eventually fund them if they meet their criteria through the vetting process. So today, actually, this has become a national race just on that alone, but the nation has followed this. All the reporting, the various media outlets throughout the nation, and actually a little bit overseas now. So this is going to be a national race, and it needs to be. If the eventual candidate would challenge the senator, they're going to need that help, every help that they can get.
Some people have been complaining that the Tea Party is nothing more than AstroTurf. And seeing that FreedomWorks and some other organizations are starting to come in, could it possibly be considered now starting to become AstroTurf, or is it still heavily grassroots?
Well, it is all grassroots. AstroTurf is a term that the left did put on us to discredit us. I'm not AstroTurf. I have other things I could do. I do this because I want to save the country. Country's in trouble. Those in office, all of them on both parties, have certain degrees of accountability that brought us to where we are today, and our country's in trouble, and it could collapse. It's very close, and they do not own those seats on either side of the aisle. But no, today, those were Americans. They came on their own time. Yes, it's a Saturday, but there's other things they could be doing. So they gave up their time. They've left their families. They've left their homes. From Evansville to South Bend, from Terre Haute to Richmond, and everywhere in between, they came here today. And those are our brethren. They are not AstroTurf. They're as real as any American is. And FreedomWorks, they help us. We invited them here. They're not running the show. We invited them.
Okay. Wonderful. Good to know that the people are running the show and not necessarily FreedomWorks from here on. Would there possibly be a concern that outside groups will try to get a hold of this and try to co-opt it and try to run it themselves?
That's happened in other states, but we're not going to allow that to happen. If they don't share our values of what a conservative truly is, then they're not going to be welcome. I mean, it's a free political process, and we're not going to pretend to interfere in that, but we are going to, with the two parties here today, they're going to direct the movement of where we go from today.
Thank you very much.